In this webinar, I don't pretend to teach you how to program a script by using APIs, but I just want you to show what can be done in Automation Studio. This webinar will be illustrated with many examples done in Automation Studio, and as you can see here, you can recognize if I display the ribbon that currently I am in an Automation Studio itself, and I will show you how powerful is the usage of APIs and scripting modules. First of all, for people who are not programmers, APIs mean Application Programming Interface. Finally, what is an API? It is like a base code instruction that can act as a real function in Automation Studio. For example, if I consider the simulation ribbon bar, we have many functions here. For example, we can start normal simulation, make a pause, make a step-by-step. We can display the plotter. We can display fluid dashboard. All these actions are user commands that are triggered manually, and an API is a structural code that is able to replace the manual, the user action by a code that is interpreted by different languages. So, just for you to see a real example, let me just display the guide concerning the API and scripting language, and let me just show you the first API we can have. Start simulation. Normally it will reach, okay, here you have the word dedicated instruction to start the simulation in Automation Studio. This text is an API. It's like a function that can be used to build script. A script is a set of instructions that can launch API, but on which you are able to use many functions well known, like a loop, if then else, code, and so on. So here you have the start simulation APIs. You have here just before load project APIs, and as you can see, I think the language is quite easy to understand, and I can tell you that I'm not at all a programmer, but with the basic Ruby interpreter, we are able, for us, not programming specialists, we are able to create some really easy script. So here, in this case, we load the project for the application that is called a.prx. And after this project is loaded, the code will launch the simulation. So this is the definition of API and script. Now, what can we do with API? Let me start simulation, because all the presentation is done by using the simulation. So the objective of a script is to allow the user to build their own programmatic control that can modify the Automation Studio behavior. So first thing, you can modify or add functions. I will show you a function that doesn't exist in Automation Studio, which is called close all project. Currently, we have to close one by one. We have added a function built with API. You will see it. We can access the control of the simulation and any variable or data that is belonging to a component, a project, or a document. We can link a project and its data to external systems, so we can think about ERP system. And of course, we can create our own interface in Automation Studio. So the objective is just to finally personalize some activities and to automate activities instead of doing all these activities manually. It avoids us to create human error, and it can speed up the process of your work. So in order to create script, we have to use some tools and some language, programming language. So for people who are from the programming side, they can use .NET, C#, Visual Basic, C++, any kind of programming languages that are very useful by developer team. And for other people like me who don't have a deep knowledge in programming, you can use the Ruby module. This module has to be downloaded and installed with Automation Studio. So Ruby is a third part. It doesn't belong to the Automation Studio installation. So you have to download it manually. So maybe I can just show you how first of all reach him on the web. So if we go onto Google for the moment, and you have Ruby the language Ruby programming language. So you have Ruby here, and you have to download the version 1. So you can find here, okay, it is in French. Let me restart in, maybe I can find in English, Ruby. So normally Ruby has to be downloaded. So from the website, for any more detail, we can send you the link. And another tool that has to be used, but it's not a complex tool, is a text editor. So in order to write script, you can use Notepad, of course, but some more user-friendly text editor as Notepad can show you, can help you to edit script. With this editor, for example, you can open many scripts at the same time, work them dynamically. The advantage of using Ruby is that you can modify the script during you are using them and test them dynamically. So, first thing, concerning the application, some knowledge has to be shared for you to be able to run script. So first of all, Automation Studio is able to interpret the script you have built that you need to specify where are they located. And in Automation Studio, if I'm going into the option of the application, you will see a category that is called scripts here. So we are in the option of the Automation Studio software, and you can see there is two location folder. The first one is the Enterprise Scripts location. The second one is the Custom Script location. So if you are working in a company with a few users of Automation Studio, if you have standardized on Automation Studio, if you have used all the functionalities of Automation Studio and you want to have a process completely standardized in Automation Studio, what you can do is to share all the scripts you want to use. For example, figure you have a check-in, check-out script that control the opening and close of the project relatively to an ERP system. In this case, you are able to have the same script used by everybody, and you can store them onto the network. Now, for your specific use, personal use, if you have done some customized scripts, for example, you have added your own toolbar, you have created your own function, you are able to specify where you have located this. You have located those scripts. So that's why there is two folder locations. Now the third field concerns a starter script. For example, if you want to start Automation Studio with a specific interface or if you want to start Automation Studio and you want to connect to other applications, you are able to write a script and to put it here in order to initiate or initialize Automation Studio activities. So I will just, right now, I have a script that is called init.rb. It's a real, very simple script, but you will see what it is going to do as soon as I will restart my application, because this option acts only when we restart the application. So this is the started script field, and the fourth data you have to know is when you want to use a script in Automation Studio, you need to use not the text. If you want to use a variable of Automation Studio, you need to use not the text that is displayed. For example, I am in English here, so all the text variables that I can control with the script are displayed in English, but the script needs to use not the English, not the Spanish or the French or the German or else anything else language. You have to use the internal variable name of each component. As you can see here, this is internal name, the dash VO for this text. And to display those internal names everywhere in the software, you have to check this, this box. So let me restart now Automation Studio. Remember that I have currently an started script in my options, and just for you to know the difference, when Automation Studio will reopen, we will have one tab, one ribbon that will be added automatically because of the started script. So, as we have just seen, we have seen the script location and started script. Okay, so let me just restart Automation Studio. Now, I reopen the application. It will load, of course, and you will see the ribbon bar that will be displayed. And I think that during the starter script, I request the opening of a file. We're gonna analyze a little the text of this script. So you can see that, first of all, a new ribbon bar has been displayed, and we have opened this file. Okay? So, just for you to know, I will open my notepad, and the script that we have launched automatically at the startup of the application is this one. Maybe I can zoom a little. I hope it's clear for everybody. So, I don't want to go into details. As I told you, I'm not a programmer. But what I can tell you is, first of all, at the beginning of each script, some requirement has to be done, like include file in other programming language. So this is for the programmer, but as soon as you copy and paste this line, your script normally has to work. The third line, as you can see, for the application, we add a ribbon command. And this add ribbon command is an API that use few arguments. We can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The fifth one is the icon file, and the icon file, you can see that it is a file that has been loaded. So this is a variable that contains a file. So the fifth argument is a file, and now I'm going to illustrate with Automation Studio directly. If you have a look, we have added a custom ribbon. The group of this, the first group is called custom, here. The name of the function is called menu. okay? And the icon that is displayed finally is this icon here. So, as you can see, you can add a ribbon. Now, this line loads the project that is called demonstration table of contents. So, if I reduce this, you can see here the demonstration table of contents. So you can see how easy it is to write the script in this way. Here you can see this little window that has been displayed. What I have launched, if I return here, this is, I have clicked here and you have seen I have loaded, if I restart again, this little window is called by a script. So let me just return here. Let me stop simulation because the script has launched in a simulation. You can see here, if I double click, I have an hyperlink, and from this hyperlink I am able to launch script. We have a few areas in Automation Studio where you can launch script. So now I return into this project, continue on this side. So we have seen the location. We have seen that we can control ribbon. I didn't explain that we can control other windows, like all the modules. We have catalog manager, sorry for the manager, it's manager. The plotter, the library, the variable manager. We can control all the windows that are finally accessible with those buttons here. Okay. Concerning the project, we are able, of course, to open, close, start the simulation of the project. We are able to change standards. So I will show you now an example where we're going to apply many functionality done with script. So let me open this project. I think it is this one. Now I'm going to have a look on this one. This project represents a small hydraulic circuit. I will just maximize it. You see, I have started, if you have seen, I have started the script, launched the script. He has loaded the project and started the simulation. Of course, my simulation works fine. But the objective is not to simulate today, it's just to show you how script can control the display, the standard of this diagram, for example. So, take a look here, I'm just zoom the page. Can you see here, you have the circuit here. You have here the title block or the background layers that define my page setup. If I change manually sorry, my page setup, I can do it, of course, manually. And if I change this page setup standard from design to technical publication, and I will apply. So we are in the design department, as you can see. I can change it dynamically, and I am now in technical document department. So what I want to tell you is, instead of changing manually and risking to have human error, changing manually all the properties, what you can do is to use specific function that has been created by script. So let me just display this menu. It's a custom menu done by script. You will see here two menus. The first one is My Company Tool. The second one is Training Dashboard. It's only example just for you to see what can be added to Automation Studio. So my first things I'm going to do is I will just, for example, change dynamically the standard. So what can I do is just I launched this design department standard, and I'm going to change finally 4 things quickly: the page setup, the map locator, the fluid standard, and the hydraulic standard. Maybe you don't know exactly what does it mean, hydraulic standard and so on, but finally it is the hydraulic standard or the map locator. Map locator and page setup, it's clear. Hydraulic standard could be the way of you displaying the line, the way you highlight the line, the type of line. It could be the reference also, and you will see that during this, if I change now training standard, department standard, you will see that it will change the background, it will change, there is no more highlight color, and if I change now technical publication, you will see other colors, other displays, so you can change dynamically the way of the diagram, the circuit is displayed. So it doesn't change nothing about the simulation, nothing about the logical behavior, the performance of your machine. It just change. You can change dynamically the way of you want to display your diagram. What does it mean? In your company, you have many departments. You have the design, from the design to the testing, maintenance, training departments, for going through the technical documentation department, and all of this department doesn't display all the time the information in the same way. Now you know that you are able with the same project to display in the way each department wants to have the display information done, the color, the thickness, everything like this. So everything can be changed by one click. We talk about of displaying through all the company, your company, the same project. Now, talking about your company that is spread all over the world. Let me display, for example, some text. Instead of changing manually the text, the language, the localization, sorry, we can do it, or let me just, if I want to return, I'm going to return to my table of contents original here. So here I am in English. Now, dynamically, if I return into my company tool, I have created here an automatic way to change the translation. So now you can spread your project through all over the world. I mean through all your company, all the facilities through all over the world. So we have different activities that we can automate. So I think in this case, I have changed some stuff. So I will continue now to illustrate some things we can do. So, okay. So now we're going to change, of course we can change standard, but for us it means we change the value of some data. Now we're going to do the same thing concerning the data that are related to document, project, and component. So in order to do this, I will open the same example and just show you how it can be done. So I will reopen my file, and maybe I will switch in English. I will now create, for example, so we can write variable. What does it mean exactly? Let us display, I think I have in my project, a table of contents. Or maybe it's not this one. Let me just return. Design. Okay, I will open the training. So read-write some data. I will illustrate this functionality by using a script that can illustrate how you can communicate with external application as ERP system and so on. So here what I'm going to do, I'm going to stop simulation and I'm going to search service department. So here I have some dialogue that has been created by script, and now I'm going to specify a working area to work, a working folder, sorry. So here we have the standard. I'm going to work directly on this standard. So this folder is the following one. I just want to illustrate how we can export dynamically many things, many documents with one click. Sorry. Okay, so mobile documentation. This is the result of a previous launch. So I have opened this file. Now I could have used a checkout, but I have already, or maybe let me close the project here. So I have defined a service department. Okay. Now I want to check out my file. So I will open the document. I check out. Normally, if there is some text with properties, with value inside, text file with value inside, I will be able to write some stuff here. I will illustrate this functionality when I will make a checking of the project. So I open the file, I will do some activities on it, and now after this I want to check out. So I will use this custom toolbar, so I repeat again, but it's not native automation studio native. It is really done by a programmer. So here I will checking, and so I will the number 3 of the revision of the project. There is no date, so we have the basic one, and we're going to make a checking. During this checking, a save action will be done, and if I return into my program here, you can see that I have here create some document. First, we have the SVG file. Okay, we have make an export of the SVG file. We have created a PDF. We have saved the project. And we have also created a text file, which text file contains the value of some properties of the application itself, of the project itself. So we can, we have the VP name, we have the VP number, so it's the number of the document, it is the name of the project. VP means finally variable of the project. So if I return into my project for you to see what happened, I have closed my project, but you can figure any kind of project own this kind of properties. So it is in the project properties itself, in the, let me close, information categorization here. Here you have the number, you have the template, you have different properties that you can use, and for which, if you display the internal name as you can see in the tooltip, you can use those variables to read and write the value. Okay? So, now, if I consider another example, if I want, I can change. So let me maybe return to the presentation itself. I just want to follow the plan. I don't want to go out. But finally, okay. No, we were talking about variable, component, and document. So now I will show maybe. Show you some more example, like for example, I will be, so I'm going to use this, I will hook an event. What is hooking an event in Automation Studio? the best way for me to describe this is just to show you when I want to open a file. I just do project open. The normal behavior of Automation Studio is to open this dialog box. It's a standard window behavior. If I want to hook this event, if I want to make a code above or before doing this action, I am able to use hook. In order to use hook, for my example, I just launched this script here. It's transparent, but now if I want to open, you will see that open project, I have added another event. Before opening the project, some stuff, I mean here is just, do you want to use the department system? If I click OK, I will open, I will directly look for the department system. Okay, I didn't define this one, but it will open. If I don't want to open, I will return to the normal process of Automation Studio. Annulé means cancel. So I will cancel, and now I return the normal process. So you can hook events in this way. This is a good way to not standardize the way of working, but just secure the way of working. So it's something very important when you want to share projects between users, but also with ERP system. Now, other functions that can be shown, we were talking about function to, so let me just show you these functionalities. I will load this project for me to demonstrate, so I think I want to open this one. Something that can be done during edition mode. Let me show you here. I have an assembly here. His name is ESB15. And figure I want to create, just to show you that we can edit automatically some stuff. So it's a very simplified edition, but you will see how it works. So here I will duplicate few times this ESB15 object, and I will create 4 rows and 8 columns. So I will try to build my system, and you will see that dynamically it will be done. And of course, simulation will work. I mean, currently I have to connect some stuff here, but I could have made an automate the drawing of this line, for example. Okay, I don't know exactly if, okay, I will try to have the identification of this line. This line is H406. So I will request the same functionality. So I think it was 800. I will put 0. I will put 4 or 3, I think, and 1 column. H406. I make the loop, and now I have finalized the drawing, and I can start my simulation. Normally it will work. So we have the, so you can see that it's a very simplified edition. I have duplicated all the time the same drawing, but you can figure if you have a drawing in this way, if you are using some library or catalog, you are able to create your own script to replace options in your system based on a BOM, for example. So you can have a huge circuit that represents all the machines with all the options, and maybe you can automate the way of displaying the real circuit or real system based on a specific BOM. So it is things you can think about. Normally, Automation Studio for most of the function, and there is an API that exists. Maybe I can show you Okay, what else? We have maybe, as I told you, in Automation Studio, we don't have the close all project. Here I have 3 projects. So I have created for my own usage this close all project that doesn't bother me with questions and will close automatically everything. So it's some stuff you are able to do. Now, and I will end on this, I think, this for the presentation of the application. In Automation Studio, Famic technology use the script since they exist with version 6 to create automated tests. So let me show you an example of how they work. Finally, we have, if you just so I just have to launch. So I've written some basic application in order to automate tests. So here we control from the outside some the application, and normally the test will open Automation Studio, load project that belongs to a specific folder, launch the simulation, and make some measurement, make some measurement of the behavior. What we follow, of course, each product in catalogs have specific tests for people who know the manufacturer catalogs, and these specific tests are our test bench for us to simulate the behavior of to validate the non-regression of the development of Automation Studio. So here you can see that we start the simulation, we do some validation directly, dynamically, without the usage of interface. So here, for example, normally we start the simulation and we'll do some measurement. We don't see a lot of things because it is automated dynamically. So you see, I will just stop this explanation, but now you can see with Automation Studio we can use it dynamically. For example, for Famic, it is very, very useful to have this functionality working. So I will close the application right now, and I just want you to know that first of all, there is a guide that can be used to help you to understand how to program Automation Studio. This user guide, normally you have the API and scripting language user guides directly from the DVD if you have received a new DVD from Famic Technologies. For people who have updated previous version, maybe you don't have received a DVD, so what we recommend you is to go onto our website and just on the Famic Technical Support Portal, and here you will have on this side, you know that you are able to download updates, fix, new application, but also you will be able to download the product documentation. So we talk about version 6, and in this version you will see here you have the French set of documentation and the English one. If I click here, you will have a description of all the documentation that has been inserted into this zip file, and here you have the application, API, and scripting modules. So download this, it's for free of course, and you are able to practice. I don't want to go into detail, but just to show you the table of contents, you will see that we talk about most programming language like C# or Visual Basic and stuff like this. Maybe I have forget to tell you from where you can launch script in Automation Studio. Finally, you can launch scripts from variable each variable of a component, you can create an hyperlink. And this hyperlink, I think I show you from arrows we have displayed. But from every hyperlink properties, you are able to launch a script. And as soon as you are in simulation or audition mode, you are able to click on this hyperlink. And instead of moving to another area of the project, you will launch a script. So this is, I think, the latest thing I have to tell you not to conclude, but to finalize this explanation. And so I will just show you an example as soon as I will create a new document here. So I will open the document, and the way of launching script is, let me just show you, for example, you can insert a text here. Okay. So I can take test for a script. And here, what can I do? I can open this, use the hyperlink interface here, and can say script. And I will use, for example, menu.rb. If you remember, it was the first script we have launched at the beginning in my starter. I apply, and normally, you remember, menu is this function when I click in. So normally, if I click here, I launch my script. So I can, from hyperlink, so if I am during simulation, my hyperlink is easy visible. If I am during edition mode, I have the tooltip that shows me that I have to maintain the control keystroke and the left click mouse. So this is the first way to launch a script. Now, if I consider another way, is to use components, and with these components, I can, for example, create a new hyperlink variable. Okay, so I will select the hyperlink variable here. Okay, I will call my script, for example. And in my script, I am able to use the same syntax script. Sorry. I am able to use the same syntax script, menu RB, and it will be reached in the same way. So it has been already arranged. But the advantage here is you are able to display this in the tooltip. And now, if my tooltip are displayed, I am able to launch my script here. So it has been loaded already, but you are able to do this. So normally, this is the main thing we have to do. I just want to tell you that this document that we have used, not all the time, but most of the time, this table of contents that is displayed, maybe I have already loaded the project. Okay, let me just close this one, close this view, or delete. This project here is using script all the time. Here you have hyperlink, and you are able to launch many things like this. So for example, let me just go into school, go into virtual system. All the stuff are controlled dynamically by script, and you can navigate like you will do in a website. I mean, with a specific browser. So the objective objective is for you to know that we are able to control completely the behavior of the document and the project themselves and the interface, so you are able to do your own training material with Automation Studio. So I think it's something important. So we are at a, so I just want to illustrate the objective is not to show you the simulation. I think you know the capability, but it's not so bad to have a look at this. So here I can return. I am in simulation. I am coming back directly to my first project. Okay. And now, so this is for this presentation. So I hope you have understood clearly the capability of Automation Studio. If you have any question, it is the time to give them. The video, I hope that is clear, will be downloadable from our website. And specifically, we do this for people who can't attend the webinar. So I hope this presentation has been suitable for you, and be free to call our sales team to have this module if it is really suitable for you, and be sure that for training, management, and many other working process, it is very, very powerful. So David, do we have some questions? So thank you very much, and see you soon. Bye.